Shall we run it back? Post-game show number 2, or the post-game of the post-game. Welcome inside the channel. I'm bobtrosset. Ravens snap that 4-game losing streak. They find a way. Their back's against the wall, and they dug deep, 30-16. They improved to 2-5 with a win over the Chicago Bears, who had come in winners of 4 in a row. Welcome in. Please like the video if you could on the way in. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Consider becoming a channel member or gift-giving membership. The guest lines are open if you'd like to share a thought. The link to do so, the link to call in, that is a pinned comment right now in the live chat. I'll get to as many super chats as I possibly can. Look, this is a win for the Ravens, and it could feel like maybe even a double win, if you will, knowing that Cleveland and Cincinnati have already lost. And right now, it's way too early, but in the opening moments of the second quarter in Pittsburgh, the Steelers are down to Green Bay 7-3, and we know this game could go either way, given just how talented of a team. Really, both teams are littered with talent, but Green Bay, obviously, one of the NFC favorites, one of the Super Bowl favorites when you look around. And so I'm going to be going back and forth as Aaron Rodgers misfires with DK Metcalf, and he's pissed afterwards. So anyway, we're going to go back and forth. We'll watch that in real time. We'll also open up the guest lines and have a lot of thoughts and analysis after the Ravens get what they needed. It was a must-win type of moment. They answered the bell. There was a lot of noise throughout the week, and they did so without Lamar Jackson, and we all know what took place over the course of the last 48, 24 hours, whatever it's been, 36 hours, with the injury report snafu, with the fallout, and you name it. So Tyler Huntley gets the call, late Saturday night? And ultimately, Snoop delivered. They needed him. They called upon him. They benched Cooper Rush. In comes Snoop. His third stint with the organization. He had beaten the Chicago Bears before in a pinch in relief of Lamar. And yet again, here comes Snoop against these Chicago Bears. He got it done. 17 of 22, 186 yards. He threw for a touchdown. He finished with a quarterback rating of 116.9. He had 8 carries for 53 yards on the ground. They needed him to deliver. He answered the bell. None of these numbers stick out or pop off the page at you. But I got to tell you, Snoop managed the game accurately, efficiently, and the Ravens offense methodically moved, with the exception of their opening drive where they went 3 and out. And those were the only 3 plays that they ran as an offense. Guys, it was so lopsided in that opening frame that you're thinking to yourself, how's the Ravens defense going to respond, being that they were pretty much out on the football field throughout the entire first quarter? I have the specific numbers in front of me. And the fact that the Ravens responded defensively, blanking Chicago in both the second and third quarter, showed that they were here today to bend but not break. And that was really a theme. The Bears possessed the football for 12 minutes and 41 seconds of the total 15 minutes that went into the first quarter. They averaged 5.7 yards per play and ran 22 plays to Baltimore's 3. This game was going in a nasty direction early, but the Ravens stood tall, and I think we learned a lot about what they're potentially capable of digging themselves out of. I am not yet a believer. I am on record, as you know, for thinking and believing that this hole that they've dug themselves is insurmountable. It remains to be seen. It was a great step forward today, and they've gotten some help from around the AFC North, which is obviously a positive. It's also important to note that the Chicago Bears were missing 3 key starters within their secondary, and I think Todd Monken acted accordingly, particularly out of the half. What did they do? First play, deep to Rashad Bateman, 36 yards, set things up to pick up right where they left off, and Snoop again did not do anything that wowed you today, but he did enough to win the football game. It was mistake-free football. It was efficient football. It was on time and in rhythm. And I credit and commend Tyler Snoop Huntley for preparing and ultimately delivering in a major time of need for the Ravens with their backs against the wall. He gave them what they so desperately needed. And as you see here, the outpouring of support from folks that line up alongside him, including one of his best friends in the world, Lamar Jackson, showing love post-game for what Snoop accomplished tonight, what the team accomplished tonight. Because ultimately, this was a complimentary all three phases. I see Steve Loop chilling in the live chat tonight. Mr. Loop, great to have you. Congratulations to your son, Tyler. He was perfect today. 3 for 3, converted from 42, 32, and 28. And yeah, I know some of you were biting your nails with some of the slicing going on there towards the right crossbar. But the bottom line is he got it done, handled his business when it comes to the dynamic kickoff. And the Ravens got a lot of contributions from a special teams perspective tonight. So salute to Tyler, salute to Steve, and salute to the Ravens from all three phrases because they got it done. And they had Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, talking like this at his post-game podium.
Monken always does a great job just schematically mixing things up. And like I said before, they play a physical brand of football. And so that showed up. That offensive line was getting after it. And, I thought our defensive line, it was quite a battle there throughout the game. We were intent on not letting 22 get started. I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job of that. But then, Huntley hurt us with both his arm and his legs. We let him get some big ones on the ground, and then he threw some accurate balls there in the air. And so I think at one point he was like 12 of 13 or something like that coming out of halftime. So, he played really well, and we didn't do enough to affect him.
Ben Johnson, head coach of the Chicago Bears. It's year one. The Ravens snapped his 4-game win streak, which is what it was coming into today. And he's right. For the most part, they handled Derrick Henry. He finished with 21 carries, 71 yards. That averaged out to be 3.4 per tote. But in the red zone, Todd Monken went to him. 2 touchdowns. He passes the great Walter Payton to move into 5th place. Sole possession of 5th place all time for NFL rushing touchdowns. Tyler Huntley did take what the defense gave him at times. He finished with 8 carries, 53 yards, a long of 29, and an average of 6.6 per carry. What about Keaton Mitchell? 34 was out there. Yes, he was, making an impact in special teams and making an impact in a small sample size on the ground game. 4 carries, 43 yards, a long of 25, and he averaged out to 10.8 yards per tote. So, again, this was more Raven-like. Zay Flowers had a productive, positive play in there with the jet sweep that went for 8 yards. Credit Todd Monken. Again, Todd Monken, I think, deserves a game ball. Listen to Pat Ricard postgame.
A lot of great things with different personnel groups to make us less predictable and put guys in the right positions. I think it showed with just how we were moving the ball, getting first downs, getting points on most of our drives at the end of them. Obviously we want to have touchdowns at the end of every drive, but getting points is big. It's big for the offense and our just morale of, moving the ball, getting points. I thought it was pretty good.
Well, what a welcome sight to have Pat back, his 2025 season debut. He put a linebacker's ass in the dirt one time. 42 was out there moving bodies. I'll be very curious to see the snap count tomorrow on what his usage was, but obviously it's a welcome sight and a huge addition to have Pat Ricard back, regardless of what his snap count is. And you heard him and you heard Ben Johnson, right? And I think this gets to my game ball because Todd Monken found himself at the epicenter of quite a bit of criticism, really hit pieces from local outlets, the Banner and the Sun being 2 of them and the biggest ones that garnered a lot of traction, where he was specifically called out by name anonymously. And I went into this game thinking to myself, man, you got Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum getting up there at their post-game press conferences this week, and they're preaching togetherness, they're preaching calmness, right, so on and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn it, people that are their peers of theirs that are lining up alongside are giving anonymous interviews, whining, bitching, and complaining to the media. So what's really happening internally? And I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is John Harbaugh and the stakeholders of this team, the way this team is constructed from a leadership standpoint, did enough in what was a very tumultuous week, did enough to keep things intact, to keep guys believing and to keep guys in it from a game planning perspective, personnel-wise, execution, discipline, focus, all across the board to get a win against the Chicago Bears team that they absolutely had to have. And so I commend the organization for what they did today. I was not a believer. And I don't know what I'm to believe moving forward. But what I do know is the path to keeping this thing relevant, to keeping this entire operation afloat, it is all right in front of them. You got a short week. You're going down to Miami. The assumption, tough to use that word these days when it comes to Lamar, but the assumption, the hope is that he's going to be good to go for the first time since the Chiefs' second half on Thursday night, not far from his hometown, his home state here in Florida, on the opposite coast where I am right now at Hard Rock Stadium, where the 2-6 Miami Dolphins will be awaiting. They'll be awaiting the Ravens' arrival. Ben Johnson, though, to get back to these comments on the Ravens and specifically what they did offensively today, because this is what I don't think we should overlook. And there's some encouraging signs based on what we watched today, based on what happened this week, and how the team responded. Ben Johnson was quoted for saying as follows: I thought Coach Monken always does a great job just schematically mixing things up. They play a physical brand of football. That showed up. That offensive line was getting after it. That from the opposing team's head coach. You heard me on the pregame show. Nicholas Moriano came on from a Chicago perspective. And I was like, dude, listen, I know that you're expecting this type of performance from the Ravens. I get it. But let me just tell you what we've watched and what's been so unrecognizable and jarring from this Ravens team in recent weeks. And he's looking at me like I got 10 heads. And now he's probably even more surprised because the Ravens were out there and they were playing Raven-like. They played mistake-free football. They turned Caleb Williams over. Zach Orr dialed up timely third down slot blitzes, particularly with Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey, that led to intentional grounding calls, right? They ran the football effectively in a balanced attack, including the quarterback. Todd Monken set Tyler Huntley up for success. Special teams contributed. Jay Higgins forced a fumble. That thing could have easily, maybe not easily, but it could have been recovered. Salute to Jay. Keandre Jackson, a practice squad call-up as an undrafted rookie, balled out from a special team standpoint. Zay Flowers caught every single pass that went his way. I thought he could have gone north-south a little bit. I thought he was tap dancing a little bit for my liking, a little bit too much for my liking. Rashad Bateman had a sure pair of hands, including that 36-yard completion to start off the second half. And so I can go on and on and on. Their body language, their demeanor, Lamar on the sideline. There's a lot to like coming out of this game, but I'm not going to be naive to also recognize in the same breath, while you use all of these encouraging signs as reasons for optimism, particularly from a fandom standpoint, moving forward, I understand that the Bears were depleted from a secondary perspective. I understand that their win-loss record coming into today may have been a bit inflated given the degree of difficulty or lack thereof of their schedule. I understand that Caleb Williams is a young, developing quarterback who made a lot of mistakes today. I understand that Ben Johnson and his staff totally mismanaged from a time perspective the end of the first half and, quite frankly, the end of regulation. And so I recognize all of that. And there were some plays that I'm sure right now, maybe even earlier on the postgame in Chicago's market, they're talking about the face mask that never was, that could have been called on, the Isaiah Likely face mask was called. I'm referring to, what am I referring to? Oh, the DeAndre Hopkins OPI that sure looked like it was textbook. That's a key moment in the game. 3rd and long. Tyler Huntley puts it only where back shoulder DeAndre Hopkins could get it. Awesome. Not taken away from either one of those guys, but it was pretty clear. Thought it was pretty clear that that DeAndre got away with one there. But hey, nice for the Ravens to be on the other side there. What about the 50-plus yard punt? The illegal formation that negated the 50-plus yard punt that would have pinned the Ravens deep into their own territory. So you can play this game all the time. I'm just trying to give context for why I'm trying to stay relatively neutral, relatively, my favorite word this week, cautious, while also feeling really encouraged by what I saw today. The game-defining sequence to me, undoubtedly, unquestionably, came in the fourth quarter. John Harbaugh deserves credit for trusting his defense. On 4th and 5, he attempted, and Tyler Huntley attempted, to draw Chicago offside. They didn't bite. They opt to punt the football. The ultimate testament to trusting your defense. Jordan Stout, as Steve Loop pointed out a few moments ago, just an exceptional pin, 50-plus yards. Tylan Wallace right there to down it. Done. Perfect special teams execution. What happens later? Not long after, Nate Wiggins, the second-year corner who had been picked on much of that game. Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze were having their way with number 2. He had the last laugh, jumped the route. Perfect. Beautiful instincts. Interception of Caleb Williams. Game-defining, game-altering. Todd Monken, Tyler Huntley, and Charlie Kohler on National Tight Ends Day, no less, do the rest. It was an impressive sequence across the board, and it is for me, game-defining, momentum-altering key moment that I'll look back on if we're looking at this game in the near future as one that was significant in the Ravens season. Santiago 3526 wrote me with a super chat earlier, and he said, if 8 doesn't play Thursday, is that the sign that he's out? Out where? Out on the year? I mean, at this point, knowing that they won today, knowing what took place last week, knowing that he's going to be outside of that 4-week window, and the timeline overall has been 2 to 4 weeks from the jump with this hamstring, at this point, I would be shocked, barring something unforeseen, Chef Trez, if he doesn't go on Thursday, especially knowing how much this guy loves playing in Miami. Let's not forget his first game as a regular season starter in 2019 came in Miami. He, Marquise Brown, Mark Ingram, everybody on that 2019 team hung a 52 burger on the Miami Dolphins. I'll never forget it. That was insane. Guest lines are open, guys. Absolutely nobody in the waiting room right now. So great to have you here tonight. I can see you're really excited about this win. Here is the schedule upcoming for the Ravens. If you haven't peeked ahead, I'm sure you have, but just in case you haven't, Miami sits at 2-6. Then the Ravens will have their mini bye coming off Thursday Night Football and travel to Minnesota, where the Vikings currently are 3-4. They'll then have Cleveland. The Browns, of course, are 2-6. They lost today. After that, they'll have the Jets, who picked up their first win. If you have not yet heard Justin Fields' post-game comments after a very loud week when it comes to New York media and even being called out by his own owner, you're going to want to go and check those out. I thought that those were some of the most powerful words I've heard from an athlete in recent memory, and I would highly encourage you to go check that out. It is going stupid viral in the Twitter space. And after that, week 13, of course, the first of 2, and I believe it's within a 3-week stretch or 4-week stretch, somewhere along those lines. They'll have the Cincinnati Bengals and a rematch with Joe Flacco. Bengals dropped to 3-5 today, again losing to the Jets in horrific fashion, surrendering 23 fourth quarter points. That's right, 23 fourth quarter points to the New York Jets. Okay. John Harbaugh, speaking about all that noise, speaking of a vicious news cycle week that it certainly was, He did not mince his words post-game as Boswell converts from 48. Pittsburgh takes the 9-7 lead over Green Bay with just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here's John Harbaugh post-game.
I appreciate it. Like, it really wasn't. It was challenging because we just you don't win. You haven't won games, and you want to win games, and we understand we're fighting. I was proud of the guys when we didn't win the games. Our guys fought like crazy against the Texans, the guys that were out there, and they fought like crazy against the Rams, and we turned the ball over. We didn't make the plays we needed to make, get the stops we needed to make, but they're fighting and they're competing. So it wasn't hard in the sense of all the outside noise. That wasn't relevant at all. I mean, anything that was said that's anonymously is like it doesn't. It's like it's not even. It's just noise. It's not even a real statement. It's not a real quote. If there's no name to it, it doesn't exist the way we look at it. And you talk about the game stuff. The game stuff was like a month ago. Nobody cared about that. And like I said, which the people that wrote it already know. They already know it came from the leadership players, but they haven't reported that yet. But that's where it came from. It came from the leadership players. It was a player's decision to do that. So that was nothing. I was kind of proud of it. When I heard about it like 2 weeks after it happened, I was like, good, great, cool. I haven't been in the locker room. I don't spend time in the locker room. So that's all nothing. That's nothing. What matters is a team that sticks together and fights. Even when the division, when the outside tries to divide you, that's okay. You got to stick together and you got to be a family. We're going to have our hands full on Thursday night against the Miami Dolphins down in Miami. And that's what we're going to be thinking about. Not going to be worried about some silly story that gets written, by unserious type of a report. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to worry about taking care of our business as best we can and sticking together. You guys agree with that? That's what we're going to contend with. All right, thanks a lot.
Shoo boy, he did not mince words post-game whatsoever. How about the fact that there is an onslaught right now of live chat comments on my crutch phrases, and none of you mofos can call in, huh? Besides Julian, who just popped into the live chat, who's probably, I'm sure his sister's kind of like lurking around somewhere in the back channels. I don't know what the hell is going to go on tonight. We'll have to wait and see. But the fact that all you people can get after me about my crutch phrases, but you can't click the link and tell me it to my face. I mean, can we shout out Ryan? I guess my new best friend. Maybe he still wants to kill me. But the fact that Ryan called in yesterday, pretty legendary from him. I got to tell you, that was a fun conversation back and forth. And I'm really glad, 1, he accepted my apology. 2, he called in. And 3, he's got more chops and moxie than you people tonight. Huh? That's right. Nobody's safe in here. It's 9:23. I've been working since some ungodly hour. Tilly looks comfortable as shit over here. We got Sunday Night Football over here. Multiple walk and talk scheduled for this week. Not to mention New Orleans baddies coming back for Halloween weekend. Did we get there last time, or did I accidentally cut the stream off? Or did I purposely cut the stream off? I think it was the latter. Where's Minx to Cutie at, by the way? Birthdays. Okay. Back to business. Back to business. All right. Where was I? Let's bring Julian in before it gets real awkward in here. Jewel, good to see you, brother. I hope you're enjoying your Victory Sunday evening. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, Bobby, I definitely am. I'm trying to function with this loud noise going on above me. People running back and forth like crazy. Ugh, can't take it. Anyway, well, I would be one to say that I was a little, worried going into this game as you were, as everybody was as well, because we didn't know what to expect. Because after all the crap that happened Saturday and all the noise that was going on, then that Baltimore Banner article about Monken, it was just like, what else is
Wait,
next?
can we call it what it is? Can we call it what it is? Hit piece.
Yeah, good with that.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, and look, and that's not look. I don't mean to like disrespect the publication or whatever, but I thought the Sun could have been a lot more thorough, a lot less vague.
right.
And I think you saw, to be quite honest with you, I think you saw from a Banner perspective an antsy response, an anxious, almost like, hey, we gotta. Wow, look at the way the Sun went stupid national. Now,
Yeah.
for all the wrong reasons, because they got ripped. They got ripped by Harbaugh today. They got ripped nationally by a lot. They got ripped by members of this fan base as well, who pointed out some of that vagueness, some of that lazy, maybe bare minimum. I don't want to call it lazy, but it just could have been done more thoroughly. And I think the Banner's sitting here like, oh, damn, like, come on, we're head honcho in this town now. We're the digital side. We're where this market is going and is right now, and we got to respond. And I think that I think there's direct correlation between the two. But sorry to interrupt.
No, it's cool. It's cool. You know, I agree with that 100%. It was just like they were just reporting on what they thought was there, and then you really playing that song? Oh my gosh, you in a good mood today? Something going on with you today? Anyway.
Nah, hey, you keep doing your thing over there.
No, I was just saying. You know, there was just reporting on what they were saying. I don't know. It was just a mess all week, and all the drama that ensued from that, and just weeks prior and months prior. Then you had the losing streaks of back to back, just ass whoopings at home. It was just like all that culminated to that, and then you come out and you win today in a must have it game, and all that. For now, that distraction goes away for now because they won, but they still have a hole that they need to dig out of. Get into 3-5 Thursday, and then continue on this run that they're trying to, continue on, go to 6-5, basically going to that Thanksgiving game.
Yeah. No, I think that's well said. And here's a look at what's ahead, and I'll continue to preach. I don't know whether it's cautiousness or patience or just tempering
Yeah.
expectations, because while this on paper looks really good moving forward right here, you just don't know, particularly given some of the
Mm-hmm.
AFC North games that lie ahead. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I know Atlanta was without Michael Penix today, but Kirk Cousins pretty darn a lot more than serviceable. Matter of fact, they're paying him $27 million to be their backup for a reason, and
Right.
and they hung a 30.
Miami. Yeah,
Miami,
Miami.
thank you.
Yeah.
Miami hung, like to your point,
30.
Miami hung 34 points
Mm-hmm.
on Atlanta today. So, look, the Ravens have had their struggles before in Miami. We all remember it. It was actually on Thursday night several
Yeah.
years ago where
Yeah.
they
I
had
would
no
never forget
answer
that.
for the cover zero blitz. Now, they're much more advanced. They're much more sophisticated from a passing attack standpoint. And obviously, Lamar has solutions to that type of attack if that's how Miami's going to deploy, their
Mm-hmm.
strategy. But I'm with you. I think it's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you don't even take 24 hours on a short week to flush this thing. You got to flush it now and
Yeah.
move forward. And hopefully they have already taken a look ahead, given the bye week and the short week and the projection for, how you prepare for that. Hopefully they're well ahead in terms of planning. And John Harbaugh's got an entire team of analysts that,
Mm-hmm.
are going to be making sure that these guys are prepared on what's going to be a short week with a flight involved too.
Exactly. And then you think about that, if they can rack off these wins, and like you said, going into the Thanksgiving game, and then you look at it this way, you look at what EDC is thinking about. Okay, if they can get these wins off, maybe I should think about maybe adding, maybe a trading for a pass rusher. I don't know if he's going to get rid of a first round pick for that, given what the market is. I mean, the Raiders just said no to trading Max Crosby for the Cowboys, so it's like that's out of the question. So you got to look elsewhere. Maybe look at the Jets pass rusher, Jermaine Johnson. Maybe look at the Giants and what they're offering. I don't know. I mean, you got to look somewhere for pass rush help. I mean, Mike Green, yeah, granted, he got his first sack today. That's great, but he disappeared after that. Granted, so it's like, you need help in that regard to, get to where you need to get to. Lamar being back is going to help a lot, but I think getting pass rush help is going to help this team a lot and going forward.
Thanks, Joel. Great to hear from you, brother.
All right, no problem, Bobby.
Catch you soon, man. And how about it? Nobody ended up showing up in the background of Julian's guest appearance. Begs the question, what the hell's going on over there? Captain Hart says, who knows? That might have been the spark, the media doubting the team. LMAO, Bobby lit LOL. Man sung the Jeremiah birthday song. Sources could have been some random practice squad player. Who knows? Captain, you want to run that thing back? Let's run it back. I hope I don't get docked from a copyright perspective here. 55, huh, Mix? I am a 31-year-old old soul, I've been told. Listen to John Harbaugh postgame. Let's get back to it. Goodness gracious. After hours, you never know what's going on over here.
Well, the status was pretty much the status all the way through. We were hoping. We weren't going to rule them out before we had to, and I think at the end of the day, it just the conversations that were had, they just didn't feel like the 2 games in the 5 days would be the thing to do. So that's comes back to us. And when you hear that as a coach, that's what you do. So with him not practicing, with the first offense throughout the week, it's just getting Tyler ready to go, and we're going to go play football with Tyler. And if Lamar would have come back, I mean, if it could have happened, as a coach, I'd have put him in there. And Tyler, you'd understood that, right? That would have been the way it would have gone. But he didn't get to the point where I think they felt comfortable with that part of it. The other part of it, I'm not involved in those rules. I don't know those particular rules. So that was probably, I think in their defense, he practiced a full practice. I think they felt like because he did the same number of reps, it was a full practice. But when you dig in and you read the rule, at the end of the day, it wasn't right. So that's what it was. That's why as soon as we found out, we changed it.
You said they. Who's they? Who makes that?
Yeah, that's in the training room and the PR on the other side. It's not in the football side.
John, do you expect
the medical side?
John, do you expect?
But it's an honest mistake. I mean, it really is an honest mistake. I can tell you this: nobody's trying to hide anything. I mean, there's no advantage. There's no advantage to be gained, with that. I mean, it was he practiced. His status was what it was. He was questionable. I do think if we'd have had the old status, maybe they would have said doubtful. Maybe, I don't know. But questionable or out. We weren't going to say out because he wasn't out, until Saturday when that conversation was had on the medical side.
John, do you expect Lamar to be available to start on Thursday night?
You know what? I'm hopeful. I'm just going to say that. I'm hopeful. That's just, as a coach, what you do is you ask, you might, how's he doing? That's about as much as you do. How are we doing and what do you think? And then you get the guys ready that are going to play. Then when the guys come back to practice, you put them in there and you practice them. That's how it works on the coaching side. Coaches aren't involved with, statuses and, whether guys play or not. That's not a coaching decision.
He hasn't been cleared.
What's that?
Is that when you say that? Are you saying that he hasn't been? Has he been cleared?
I don't know what cleared means. He wasn't available for this game. He was declared out. That's the status.
All right, so that's how John Harbaugh decided to handle things post-game. And bottom line is they're on record for saying what they've said, both through public statements posted to social media yesterday and now how John Harbaugh handled that part of his press conference. And now moving forward, look, the next time we're probably going to hear about this is however the NFL's investigation, because clearly they're going to look into this. It's already been talked about and discussed and reported on across multiple national outlets. The next time we're probably going to hear about this is if the NFL levies any kind of punishment. And if there is any kind of punishment, will it come in the form of a simple fine? That's probably best case. Best case scenario is that the Ravens are deemed to have ultimately made an honest mistake, and maybe there isn't even a fine required, or maybe there is a fine. Or maybe, as the NFL looks into it, and maybe knowing the timing of how this all unfolded, given it had not even been 48 hours since the NBA betting scandal went down, and while there is absolutely no concrete evidence as of right now that this was related to anything gambling related, maybe the NFL, from an optics standpoint, wants to send a message and make an example out of the Ravens. Don't know. And if that's the case, could that come in the form of docking a pick or picks, suspensions? I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see and kind of brace ourselves for whatever the league office ultimately concludes when it comes to this investigation. So that's that for now. The Chef 87's got a nice grin on his face right now because I know he wants to talk about a dub. Let's get a quick update. Waning moments of the first half in Pittsburgh. Steelers currently lead the Packers 9-7. It's under 2 minutes to play. And Steelers are driving. Incomplete pass, or was that fumbled? Incomplete pass. All right. Chef, what's going on, brother? Welcome in, brother.
Hey, what's going on, Bobby? How you feeling, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Good, man. I'm smiling because not because of the win, but Bobby, what you on tonight, man? I gotta call it what it is, man. Bobby, what you on tonight? You got birthday birthday X going on? What's going on? What is going on tonight? What you got,
I think
Bobby?
it's pretty simple. Minx came into the live chat during she started dumping gifts all over the live chat, and she came in earlier on the Vaults post game show, and she said, "Hey, I'm 55 today, and I might be naive, but I certainly have felt that undeniable energy and connection virtually, and I think I'm an old soul, 31. So I'm just throwing myself in the fire on her birthday, showing her a little bit of love and giving you guys some entertainment along the way. It's been a long time since we talked about a
Uh,
dub inside this channel. So there you go.
Nah, Bobby, nah, man. You can lie to somebody else. You can't lie to me. Nah, bruh. Nah, Bobby. I known you too long. Nah, Bobby. You can pull the wool over. Maybe he's in here. You can pull the wool over Mr. Loop's eyes, but you can't fool me. Hey man, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Did Tila send you some Hennessy? You want like Hennessy type stuff tonight? Not no ghost energy, Bobby. You want something
Listen,
else tonight, man.
you give me an old fashioned in downtown St. Pete like I had the other night
Nah,
when my mom and
nah,
Tom
bruh.
went out. Give me an old fashioned, spike that sucker, and you never know where the night might end up.
Nah, Bobby, you playing music. You been around some people that look like me and Julian. That's all I'm saying, man. You playing that music like that. You been drinking Hennessy. You been having
Hey,
some wings or something like that, some lemon pepper wings or something down there in St. Pete, Bobby. I'm just
hey, I
calling
was a
it like it is.
Baltimore City resident for close to 10 years. I got some in my blood. All right. You already
Yeah, I
know that.
know. You missed the chicken box up here in Baltimore, man. Yes, you had a chicken box with a half and half spike with some Henny or something in there. Tila sent you a bottle of Henny or something, man. Because Bobby, you want something different tonight. That's all I gotta say.
Teal is already thinking about what she can drum up from all this. But talk to me, man. What are you feeling tonight aside from my extracurriculars?
Hey man, I had to mess with you on that, but man, I'm feeling good. I was at the game today. It just felt good, that energy. Man, just to see Keaton Mitchell out there just had me tripped. Like, what took him so long? Like, we needed fresh legs. Like, and the thought of them trying to trade him, like that rumor was like they'll be foolish to trade him. So
Keaton was exceptional. I got the numbers right, or I had the numbers, but anyway, the guy had a tremendous game. He gave him a spark in the run game, gave him a spark in special teams, 4 carries for 43 yards, a long of 25. I just thought that Keaton, he had a long of 39, by the way, 66 total yards of
yeah,
returning, long of 39. I mean, when he bounces the outside, like, look out. His cutting ability is so slick, so clean, so quick. And here comes Pittsburgh trying to punch it in. First and goal with 37 seconds to go. This is going to be a tremendous second half. I'm going to watch every second of
yeah.
it.
I'm about to flip it real quick, Bobby. Hold on, let me just mute this down. Hold on,
Oh, here
I'm
they
just
come. Yeah.
listening to it. Yeah, I'm
Steelers
just
just
looking at
punched
it.
it in. Yep.
Kicking a field goal right now.
Oh,
Hold
I don't
on.
know where you're at in that. Steelers just punched it in. Touchdown. DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I got 16-7 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. The PAT. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. You good?
maybe you're a little
Nah,
bit ahead of
man.
me, but this is going to be a hell of a game right here. And ultimately, this is going to look. It's a really good day for the Ravens overall.
Yeah,
If
for
for some
sure.
reason Green Bay comes back with vengeance in the second half
Yeah.
and beats Pittsburgh, it becomes a tremendous day for the
Yeah,
Ravens.
for sure, man. I mean, I'm happy with just to get that win. Something, um, Tourist, I know he's probably not in here, but he always gets on Roquan. This is the best game Roquan has since the Cleveland game. So I was happy to see him ball out. But I just got to call him Mr. Reliable. He might not make a lot of noise, but he'll make that one play each game and is always on time. DeAndre Hopkins is just killing it every
Yeah.
year. Oh, reliable. He does his work.
Yeah. So DeAndre, it's kind of interesting, right? It's been a small sample size, but man, have they been timely to your point? Have they been impactful? Have they
Yeah.
been chain moving? I mean, today, look, we call it spade or spade. I think he got away with one there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't downplay the significance of the call from Monken, the execution, and putting it where only D-Hop could go and get it from Huntley, and
Yeah.
ultimately a huge third down and long conversion there. I mean, there's no bigger play than that aside from the sequence that I kind of
Yeah.
illustrated a few moments ago in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter when they chose to punt the football, and then we all know
Yeah.
what ensued. So yeah, I'm with you. D-Hop has been absolutely worth the price of admission. We'll have a good argument, I'm sure, several weeks down the line. Myself and Evan will probably have a good argument in terms of whether or not he was needle moving. But there's no question that he has been impactful in the sample size when they've come to him for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like his hands are like sure hands. It never really drops anything. It's just always on the money. Like that dude. I kind of wish we could have had him. I know you could say what coulda, woulda, shoulda, but what it would have been if he was here maybe in 2023 instead of OBJ. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Odell wasn't even available the first 6 weeks, right?
Nah, because I mean, when he made plays, he was impactful, but he looked like when OBJ would make a great play, he would always look like that. I don't know if you've seen a video of like the older players coming in. So it was like Marino, Emmitt Smith, and they were like holding their back, like it was the same scenario. It was just old, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen, Bobby. I was nervous about Ronnie Stanley though, because I saw him when he went down, and I was like,
Yeah. Well, and for him to gut it out, man, you got to salute. But at the same time, he's really struggling this year to stay in games. I mean, this is like,
I think this
like
is
5 consecutive weeks where he's been banged up in game and no booms at least come in for a bit.
I think this is like the how can we say like the curtain call for Ronnie this season. I'm not trying to foresee it, but
Yeah.
I just think Father Time is undefeated, and I think those injuries is kind of starting to catch up with him a little bit.
He's gutting through it, man. They're going to need every bit of his resilience because there's a big drop off when it comes to Joe Noteboom at left tackle. And
No boom is trash. May as well put you in there, Bob, or me, or Julian.
I promise you don't want 5'8", $180 going up, but not even $180. Shit,
you probably do better than that.
This new gym I joined here, there's like this extra cardio component on weekends. And I show up. I love the 8 a.m.s on weekends. It just gets me up, gets me going. And this weekend, there's like 400-meter runs sprinkled into every freaking circuit in between circuits. I'm like dropping weight like fly. Not to mention it's hot as shit down here.
It's hot.
Next time you guys see a full body photo of me, you're not going to be anything left. Matter of fact, I'll let you look at it right now. Look at this. Oh, wait. Actually, let me see if this is still up on my Instagram because it's been 24 hours. I want you to know. I want you guys to tell me. And granted, you only usually see waist up or whatever, but let me know if you think that there's nothing left to me. We'll go to the stories archive. This is a photo from over the weekend. Let's go screen share. We'll go big screen. Give me 1 second. Improv in here. Shared screen. All right, let's see what's going on. Do you think, I mean, is there nothing to me these days?
Nah, you kind of slimmed down a lot, bro. You slimmed down a lot.
Mr. Slim.
Mr. Slim, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm trying to slim down myself. I'm down 10 pounds, so
hey, there you go.
Keep it going. Keep it going, man.
Looking good,
but yeah, man, I just want to say I'm happy for you. But can I know it's kind of easy, but I mean, it's too early to say this, but you think it might be, from what we saw today in the secondary, you think it might be time just kind of build around Nate Wiggins? That'll be like your CB1. Because Marlon, I like Marlon, but I think Marlon is just getting kind of old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying old, but we got to have other people, in there.
I think Nate's pretty obviously the future, maybe even the now. I thought Marlon showed some physicality tonight. I mean, that 50-50 ball could have gone either way.
Right.
He obviously left the game, went into concussion protocol, came back into the game. So you got to give him, a big thumbs up on that. But yeah, there's no question that, look, Marlon's obviously gotten his big bite at the apple, and I don't think that's going to happen again in Baltimore unless it's a team friendly deal, I would think, because you got young guys that are coming up in the pipeline led by Nate, and if he continues to play like this, I mean, look, Nate had this to say post game. This actually cracked me up because it's really hard he doesn't really enunciate, so it's really hard to listen to him at times.
It's all good.
Pretty cool right here post game.
It's a southern accent.
I feel like if I'm Keith Evans for the top guy, I feel like they gonna come at me, see what I'm about. So I take the challenge. I ain't never back down for no challenge. So yeah.
So you love that first and foremost, and you get the main twist of it, right? The guy, he ain't never back down.
Love
a lot, kind of like when they went to him early and they went after him early. And look, you love the fearlessness. You love the press coverage. You love the traveling that he wants to do with the Devontae Adams, the Roma Dunes of the world. What the hell did he say in the beginning part of this? Let's run this back.
I'm Keith Evans for the top guy. I feel like they gonna.
What?
I feel like if I'm Keith Evans for the top guy, I feel like
Chef, you following along here or no? Hold on a second.
I do. I know a lot of dialects, but that's
I
I'm
feel
kind
like
of
if
hard to
I'm keep
understand
Evans
that.
for the top guy, I feel like
I love names. So somebody help me decipher this. Let's run it back.
if I'm keep Evans for the top guy, I feel like they gonna.
I don't know. It was too fast, Bobby. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was
My
so
man
fast
goes,
I couldn't understand it. It was
but
too
you
fast.
know what? All that matters and all that anybody freaking cares about is the way that he goes out there and single-handedly on that play shifted the entire momentum of this game. And so,
Just ball out, man. That's all we care about. Just ball out. Do your job.
yep.
That's it. Bobby, oh, I want to run this past you too. Because I know we're talking about the present, but I'm thinking about the future. Because how rough our season is. So I think what you think about this, we're gonna have Likely and probably Kohler. Bring Kohler back on a cheap, on a reasonable deal, and let Mark go.
Yeah, I think I feel pretty confident that Mark will be elsewhere.
Yeah,
Pretty frustrating season for him, obviously.
yeah,
Today, I thought people were being hard on him in terms of that's just a hell of a play to knock that football loose, and it was a catch,
yeah,
by the way. And they
yeah,
snapped the football before Chicago could even like truly review it.
yeah,
But Mark obviously has been really, really quiet this year. It actually saddens me, to be honest with you, because
yeah. It's very
he was
lackluster.
he was such a security blanket. Obviously, when you take Lamar out of the equation, and it looks like Green Bay is going to set up for a 44-yard field goal that's wide left.
Mm.
So Pittsburgh now going into the half leads the Packers 16-7. So that's where things are at Acrisure. But so yeah, I could see a scenario where Mark is elsewhere. You bring back Isaiah on a nice, even though shit, I mean,
He's been quiet. I mean, it's injuries and stuff like that, but he's been quiet this year too. Kind of
I was gonna
pedestrian.
say, you're gonna do right by the player and pay him for what he's projected to be or has been in a small sample size in the past, or what are you going to do? Like, is there going to be a fight? Is there going to be a negotiation there? Yeah, I would bring back Kohler too. I just think he's such a friggin' nitty gritty player, great blocker, team guy. But then again, some of these dudes are going to want their opportunity too.
To go
And
somewhere else. Yeah,
yeah,
like I
yeah,
mean, Kohler could be on a different place. Like I always said, like I could see Andrews down the road in Washington as like a Zach Ertz replacement or something like that, or hell, that could be Kohler right now too. You
I
just
think
never know.
Mark's going to have a long, successful career after Baltimore. I don't know where it's going to be, but I see him definitely, to your point, being another team's Ertz, being another team's Greg Olson, being another
Yeah,
team's, guys that can play deep into their 30s. At least I hope that's the case for Mark, because I truly wish him
yeah,
the best. And if this is it, if this truly is it in Baltimore, and again, hey, these guys, Lamar's coming back hopefully on Thursday,
yeah.
and if they got a run in them, they can't do it without Mark.
No,
And
Mark's
you're
been
looking at a
crucial.
lot. Look, there's a lot of guys talking clearly based on these anonymous reports. But at the same time, Bateman's been blocking his ass off. I think he's been one of the ones that's been talking, but he's been
Right,
blocking his ass off. Mark blocks
right.
his ass off. These guys
Yeah,
are still remaining unselfish when it comes to the X's and O's of football. There's a lot of
yeah,
whining and bitching and complaining going on through
yeah.
anonymous quotes.
But
But they're not allowing it to alter their play yet.
And, and also one thing I did pick up, I didn't get to finish watching the vote because I went to a cousin of mine had a 50th birthday to party today. So I was watching some of it while I was there. In one of my AirPods. But I don't know if y'all mentioned it, but the Pat Ricard effect was very effective today. Without him being there, it just made the Ravens look a lot better. I don't know if we would have had the same success without Pat Ricard being in there. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, maybe not, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for the call
Hey,
tonight, man.
Bobby, love you, brother. Be good. Stop drinking that Hennessy, man,
Hey,
because stick to the Tito's, man, because you want stay away from dark liquor. You want something different tonight, man. That's all I
Mr.
have to say.
Skinny. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks for the
Have
call,
a good
brother.
one, brother. All right.
Later. Thanks, man. He mentioned Pat Ricard and just like how much of a welcome sight it was to have him back. There's no question about that. Here he is talking about Todd Monken's game planning.
A lot of great things with different personnel groups to make us less predictable and put guys in the right positions. I think it showed with just how we're moving the ball, getting first downs, getting points on most of our drives at the end of them. Obviously we want to have touchdowns at the end of every drive, but getting points is big. It's respect for the offense and our just morale of, moving the ball, getting points. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Pat Ricard, he's back in the building, talked about a number of things post-game, including just how freaking frustrating it was to have gone through a significant setback early on this year, which halted his return given the severity of that calf. Back to the guest lines we go. Maurice, you ready to go? Speaking of number 89, I see that jersey. Hopefully Mark Andrews has a lot more in store for us, for himself, for this offense moving forward. Great to have you, Maurice. Welcome to the program, brother. Talk to me tonight.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give a kudos to the Baltimore Ravens. They handled their business at home in M&T Bank Stadium, as they should. And I do have a couple of takeaways on my own when it comes to the game, starting with Tyler Huntley. So Tyler Huntley, for the most part, the most important part, he played a clean game. He didn't turn the ball over. He did get a touchdown pass. He has over 100 passer rating, which is very good. Very good in my book. But like the one question that we always wondered for the first couple of weeks is how much different what the past couple of weeks would have been had Tyler Huntley started over Cooper Rush. So it's almost like if you compare Tyler Huntley to Cooper Rush in terms of QB2, it's almost night and day. It's like, in the case of Tyler Huntley, he nearly fits our scheme like a glove. So if I got to be honest, he should have been our QB2 from the jump. But he did get a touchdown pass in this game, which is more than enough to win the game. He could have had another one. But if you look at that one play where he threw a pass at the back of the end zone, I believe it was intended to Rashad Bateman. That should have been a touchdown pass, but instead, no, incompletion. But that's one takeaway. Tyler Huntley played a flawless game, clean game, excuse me. And second takeaway, the defense, they answered the call. They stepped up. It's like Nate Wiggins, he got a much-needed interception to potentially ice the game. It's like that's the reason why we drafted Nate Wiggins to begin with. It's like, he is meant to be a Raven. So you could have saw my reaction when he got that game-sealing interception. I nearly flipped the whole damn table upside down. I was very happy for it. Third takeaway. I'm sure everybody else can agree. Our third takeaway, Keaton Mitchell, boy, did he make a difference. If I'm John Harbaugh, or let alone if I'm Todd Monken, I would keep Keaton Mitchell on the field at all times. Whether it's offense, special teams, he has been, in my opinion, he has been the difference maker in this game, point blank. We all saw with their own two eyes how much of a difference he can make whenever you put the ball in his hands. That's what we all waited to see. That's what we all wanted to see for the first 5-6 weeks of the season. It should be simple. Give the ball to your best weapon, one of your best weapons. 9 times out of 10, great things will happen. That's what we saw there. So we played a flawless game on all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. That is literally the recipe for success. Now, I'm sure the defense, they did give up a couple of big plays here and there. Of course, bend, but don't break. It's like the defense can bend, pause, but at least they didn't break. That's the most important part. So, we still got a lot of football left, so we all know. So, we still have a lot of work to do. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's take the dub. We're going to celebrate the victory and move onward to Miami. So, it is a short week for us. So, we're going to consider, well, I'm not going to say we're going to consider. It's like this upcoming game against Miami, it is a must-win game. That's another must-win game. So, the mindset I would have approaching the Miami game, I will look at it as a elimination game. So, we do have a lot of work to do. Plenty of football left. But it's not, as of right now, we're going to celebrate this victory because, this is something to smile about. I know for me, it's something to smile about. I was very happy with the way Tyler Huntley performed. He did answer the call when we need him most. And, it is the turnaround that we basically needed. So with our backs against the wall, he's been hanging in the balance. And there were a lot of questions, so many questions wanting answers in terms of where this team want to be. Literally, our entire unit, all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, they all stepped up to the challenge. And as a result, we got a victory, a much needed victory. So yeah, onward to Miami we go. That's what we're going to shift our focus to next. But let's all celebrate the victory. We're going to enjoy the victory. We're going to look forward to Thursday. We got a ton of work to do.
Thanks, Maurice. Appreciate the call, brother. Enjoy
no
it,
problem.
man. Enjoy it on a short week. Make sure you flush that shit too, because you don't have 24 hours. All right, you go enjoy yourself, Maurice. You don't care about no timer. Who needs a 60-second timer, huh? I love it, Maurice. Mr. I'ma take it all, Maurice, to the crib. EB, what's up, brother? Extra butter. I'm gonna give your ass a 60-second timer. You know that? EB, what's going on, EB? Look at you.
What's going on, Bobby? You owe me 2 sets of flowers, actually. I told you before, Fuzz was Snoop. We never should have got rid of him in the first place. If I'm not mistaken, this is not only his best game as a Raven, but is in his entire goddamn career. And he's not running. No, I'm serious. And he's not running a Greg Roman offense. He's running a Todd Monken offense. And I did not expect a game like that from him today. I'm not even going to lie to you. And it actually should have been 37-16. But the first possession, I believe, when we got down to the 20-25-yard line, Snoop was ready to get the ball to Bateman. And if you rewatch that play, Bobby, he let his block go. No, I'm serious. He let his block go. And the same person that he was blocking ended up tackling Snoop. That's all I had to say about that. Also, needs to get off the field because I feel like now that Patrick Ricard is back, it's going to be more workload on him. That's not good. Who else?
Well, wait a second now.
Keaton Mitchell. You also owe me flowers on that because I've been saying he was supposed to been touch the field. Like everybody has been saying, that's thunder and lightning.
The hell I owe a bouquet? What are you saying? I owe you a bouquet? What are we doing here?
Oh no, not a bouquet. You just owe me some flowers for both Snoop and Mitchell because they played their asses off this game. And I've been saying that Snoop shouldn't have left, and he should have been starting the games that Lamar was out. I'm just saying. And far as with Mitchell, he should have also been on the field. I understand Justice Hill is more established, but Keaton Mitchell is better in every facet. It's just that, and see, I had this conversation with my grandfather. He feels as though Justice is more versatile, which I also believe. I understand, but it's not given for as what Mitchell can give. And then of course you got also Derrick Henry at the end of the day. So I mean, Mitchell needs more touches. That's all I'm saying. You need to get the thunder and lightning thing going, and you need to get it going quicker rather than later.
EV. Let's get down to the bottom of this first and foremost. Everybody wants to know, what the hell are you doing after hours right now? It's dark as shit. You got your winter hat on. Are you doing midnight deliveries?
No,
What are you doing, EV? What are you doing out there?
I'm doing a favor for my mom. I'm putting air in her tire currently. So,
okay.
And I was waiting in your waiting room, so I didn't want to be driving.
Okay.
While you was ready to bring me in, so I wanted to just, stay stationary. Wait to come on, do my bit, and then,
Okay, but what was the giggle for there though?
Because I didn't expect you to ask that question. That's why. But yeah, this wouldn't be my normal setup. I usually be at home right now, probably still in the car, smoking a stogie.
You smoke stogies in the car?
No, not her car, my own car.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd love to hit you a passenger seat one time. We'll do a little multi-stogie kind of night.
Yeah. We got to. But you got to come back to Baltimore, man.
You already
your
know.
next visit.
You already know. There's plenty of reasons to come back, and who knows? Well, I probably won't be there for a postseason game this year, but you never know. You never know. All right, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Later. EB letting us know what he's up to tonight. That cracks me up. He's just giggling like he's not telling us the full story, don't you think? Just a guy. Are you with us? You got your camera on? Where you at? Oh, yes, you do. Just a guy. What the son of a, I should know that when guys don't, first of all, they come in like camouflage with a just a guy instead of their actual username. And you're going to know what I'm talking about in a minute here. I should just assume it's the dude who makes it his personal mission to go after me for crutch phrases. I swear he's got like an Excel sheet of my crutch phrases and how while I somewhat appreciate it, another part of me despises it. Chef Trez, welcome to the program. What's up, brother?
I ain't got nothing much to say. I'm glad Keaton got to play, man. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. I'm glad Keaton got to play. It's crazy. We had him on the sideline for so long with that speed and everything. Fans been asking for Thunder and Lightning. I mean, it's the greatest duo since Mac and Cheese, since PB and J, since Shaq and Kobe. I mean, Michael and Pippen and Pippen and stuff. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, dude. Good to see you. Catch up with you. The Orioles have a new manager, by the way. Craig Albernaz, 42 years old, previously an associate manager with Cleveland. He was a widely sought-after candidate for open managerial jobs, according to Jeff Passan. He is the new Baltimore Orioles skipper, and he will succeed Brandon Hyde, of course. So Craig Albernaz, familiarize yourself with him. There's a new skipper in Baltimore, so there you go. Guys, if you haven't already done so, would love for you to join the Bobby Baltimore Discord server. It's a 24/7 hub for conversation surrounding Baltimore sports. And I just dropped the link into the live chat. It's a pinned comment. You already know there's been chatter all night long going on, early and often, particularly in the football channel. People talking about Chris Broussard, who probably has a sigh of relief. Myles Garrett went nuts. He had 5 sacks today in a losing effort to New England. Good Lord, that's a single game franchise record for the Browns. But again, they're going nowhere fast, and you got to feel for him. Or do you got to feel for him? Because ultimately, Myles knew what he was choosing to do and commit to. So, yeah. Brian Kelly, relieved of his duties at LSU. That's a big swing in the college football side of things. Let's see what's going on in the general chat right now. Caluminati Scotty, literally 10:04 this exact minute, is doing God knows what with this tag. But would love for you guys to join. It's free. There's over 1,000 members. It's growing every single day. And you too can join in on the dialogue and the open hub for all things Baltimore sports and beyond by clicking on the link that I have in the pinned comment. Guys, if you could on the way out, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, consider becoming a channel member or gift-giving membership today. Sarah and I'll be back with you at 12 noon Eastern tomorrow. Overreaction Monday, Victory Monday. If you are a Ravens fan, they are winners. They improved to 2-5. They beat the Chicago Bears 30-16. And now a quick week with a short trip to Miami on the docket. Second half, Steelers and Packers. Big AFC North implications. I'm going to go watch that right now. I appreciate you guys, as always, for hanging out. We'll talk.